What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you on how a lot of the articles coming out about Lucid are just spreading FUD and incorrect information. So I want to talk on some of those points and why it actually even matters in the grand scheme of things. So I'm going to be talking on all this stuff, but first make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciated. With that, let's get right to it. So when I was preparing for this video, I was going through a lot of articles, and there was a very common thing among all of them. They were very bearish on Lucid, and much of which were just spreading incorrect information, such as this. So the Motley Fool, I'm bullish on EV stocks, but this has me a little worried. So yes, I completely agree that the bullish aspect on EV stocks, we already know that EVs are going to do a lot of good things. The stats behind it all very much justify that EVs are just growing more and more in demand. So definitely that's a very positive thing. In this article, they talk on higher EV costs or materials that's resulting in higher prices, and that only larger automakers such as GM, Ford, and Tesla are going to weather the price increases. And based on stats and everything, yes, I completely agree that raw materials are going up, resulting in higher prices for electric vehicles. And we already know, I believe it was in June, a lot of automakers did increase their prices, including Lucid. But in this article, it does say smaller EV startups could feel the pinch more. More specifically, they do call out Lucid and Rivian. So just scroll right here. There's a lot of fun, pointless facts in this actual article, but it says right here, smaller EVs such as Lucid and Rivian won't have the same financial runway that Ford and Tesla have. Battery costs will likely affect their businesses more. And when it comes down to that aspect, yes, that is very much true, but clearly they do not understand Lucid and the PIF behind them. There's been a lot of good updates as of late, so it does look like right here, I did do a video on this when this actually did come out and why this was a very, very big deal. So the PIF is investing $3 billion to build a battery metals plant. And based on when this did come out, which October 13th, 2021, based on just research, it does look like it is within a 5-kilometer radius of where the Lucid facility is actually going to be built, or at least based on when this came out, the estimate was. So once again, that is a very, very positive thing. The PIF is setting up Lucid for a very successful business venture and going forward. Keep in mind, the PIF isn't just looking for a short-term fix. They are looking for a long-term fix. As what a lot of these articles are saying, that a lot of raw material costs are most likely going to last a very long time and possibly even get worse. So when it comes down to this article and how they're saying that Lucid and Rivian are going to really suffer based on this, they completely have it all wrong. Especially more so with the recent news about Panasonic, that definitely is setting up the Lucid Air, and also it talks on the Gravity for a lot of long-term success. So when it comes down to a lot of these articles, I think a lot of individuals and retail investors read this and start to panic because yes, based on this, it looks like Lucid and Rivian and their interpretation of this is going to suffer quite a lot. It says that Lucid also just raised additional $1.5 billion to help the company as far as funding, but these price increases and commodity prices are just going to affect Lucid's bottom line, as is Rivian. So when it comes to it though, like I said, a lot of these articles are just spreading very much incorrect FUD and just don't know the basic fundamentals of what the PIF is doing for Lucid behind the scenes. But when it comes to it as well, a lot of these articles are just piggybacking off of the broader fear. So as you can see, currently down 5.22%, and looking on the actual chart, it is pretty scary in that regard. So I think in general, when it comes down to Lucid, you need to think long term. As I always say, I'm not a financial advisor or anything, so make sure you guys do your own due diligence. But like I said, I think this is a very, very good time to add to your position or make a brand new position in a lot of these EVs. Not necessarily just Lucid as well, but any EV, because I do completely agree with this article on one aspect about the bullish on EV stocks, because the stats do completely support that statement. But anything else outside of that is completely just incorrect information and very much biased towards Tesla. So I think right now a lot of articles are just favoring Tesla over, for instance, a lot of these other EVs. Even if you go on, for instance, Twitter, you do see a ton of people starting to now talk on Tesla. Seems to be forgetting about Lucid, for instance. So that's just my own interpretation, of course. When it comes down to the technicals, I'll just give you a quick breakdown of that. So on the actual chart, I have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So momentum over the last little bit, as of looks like mid-November-ish, have just been getting out of Lucid, whether it be broader economic concerns or there's a lot of different factors at play. Looking at stochastic though, extremely oversold. and it is currently at 5. Anything hypothetically below 20 or lower is a very good buying opportunity, and RSI is currently at 18. Anything below 30 or lower is a very good buying opportunity in that front. So we are in a little bit more of a death spiral, if you want to consider it that way, very similar to what happened in this kind of scenario in May. So keep in mind though, look exactly at this stage. It took roughly about a week and a half for a constant downtrend to occur, and then it bounced back fairly fast. We are in a very similar format, and volume is starting to pick back up. So clearly Lucid is getting the attention of a lot of retail presence that is behind the scenes, basically because of RSI and stochastic and the momentum indicator, all very much signaling great buying opportunities. And this is exactly why I have RSI and stochastic on there. A lot of algorithms used by hedge funds have these two indicators on there to signal buying opportunities. So this is why you do see a little bit more of a higher volume based on this, because there's a lot of individuals taking advantage of these discounted prices. Unfortunately, a lot of retail investors typically lose out, and they listen to a lot of these articles which are saying that Lucid is basically just going to struggle, and that is very much incorrect. So I just wanted to do a quick video. Make sure you guys do your own due diligence, know exactly Lucid. So for instance, listen to my video, listen to tons of other individuals' videos, and do your own research and everything like that just to make a sound decision. Because if you rely on someone else's due diligence, and for instance, if it goes down, you really second guess it. Versus myself, I got into Lucid because of the expansion and the technology aspect. So as of right now, they are still doing both of those things. So nothing really changed in that regard. A little bit more hiccups for production wise, but hopefully that is behind Lucid's 2022 learning year, if you want to consider it that way. But based on the actual technicals and everything like that, it is, like I said, in a little bit more of a death spiral. So once again, a little bit longer term of a mentality. That is exactly what you should encompass with Lucid. But let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciated. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships. Link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that said, appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.